Today we're going to build a Node.js server application. It's going to be built in NestJS, which you may or may not have heard of before, but it's a framework that'll help it make it easier to build a Node.js application that can then be scaled to do a bunch of different things, such as GraphQL, which we're going to hopefully get to today. This is part of a bigger project that I'm working on, and this is just the first piece of doing it. So we're going to get started. Maybe you've heard of Nest before, maybe you haven't, but we're going to look into it and see about getting started building a Node.js application in Nest. So you can go to nestjs.com and you can read all their documentation. Basically, we want to grab this command here, and we're going to run it right here. So if you don't have it installed globally, the CLI, you can run the npm global install for the CLI. That's going to run real quick, and it'll help us get set up in a Nest application so much quicker versus creating all the files ourselves. Alright, so now go to your folder that you want to add the new project to, and then we're going to go nest new, and I'm going to name mine CBC data because I told you this is part of a bigger project, but you can name yours whatever you want. This is going to create a folder with structure, and I'm using yarn. If you're using npm, you can select the npm part of it, and it's going to install all the files. There we go. All right, now it's all set up, so we can cd into our new folder, and we're going to open that up in Visual Studio Code. Drag that over here. All right, now what you see here is a bunch of different things. So Nest is built in TypeScript, so you're going to see a tsconfig and a build. You're going to see this, which is part of the CLI. We've got our prettier stuff here as well. And then in the sources, you've got the main .ts file, which is going to bootstrap all of our application. And then you're going to have a module here, which is going to determine all the controllers and services. And when we start doing GraphQL, it's going to do the resolvers. And then you've got your controller, which is where you can build your REST API endpoints if you want to do that. This also does MVC, so you can do model view controllers, and you can build up views and such like that. And then you got some other things, tests and so on and so forth. So if we go back to the documentation, we can come over here, and once we start the project, we'll go to localhost 3000. So let's do a yarn start. It'd help if I typed it correctly here. Start, there we go. And it looks like I need to do a yarn install first. So let's do a yarn install. I guess the Nest CLI doesn't install the packages automatically, so that's something good to know. So when you create your project, cd into the project, run the yarn install to create the node modules, to download all the packages, and then once that's done, then you can run a yarn start. There we go. And it's going to bootstrap the application and get it up and running. There it goes. So now you can see that the Nest application successfully started. So we can come over here and go to localhost 3000, and we get hello world, which if we look over here at our service, it returns hello world, which then goes to the controller, which returns the service.getHelloWorld, and that's what gets returned. So there you have it. You've got your NestJS application up and running, and it's already started, and that's it. So what do we do from here? Well, we can go forward and start adding the GraphQL pieces to NestJS, which we're going to look in their documentation. And we'll put that into another video to keep these videos a little short and consolidated. And I hope to see you next time. Thanks for watching, guys.